I need to confess something. Something I've never said out loud. There's a man crying in my basement. I don't know who he is. I don't know how long he's been down there. I only know the sound he makes. That slow, shuddering sob that leaks through the floorboards at night. But before that night happened, let me tell you everything. I moved into this house alone. I told everyone it was because I needed space, quiet, time to think. But the truth is, I was running from the noise of my old life, people, conversations, expectations. I thought solitude would feel peaceful. It didn't. The first night I barely slept, not because of fear, but because of the silence. The kind that presses against your ears, the kind that feels hungry. I remember lying awake at 3 a.m. staring into the dark when I heard the first sound. A breath, not mine, low, deliberate, drifting up through the floor like a warm exhale against my mattress. I told myself it was the pipes. Old houses make noises, right? They groan, they shift, they settle, but pipes don't breathe. And pipes definitely don't wait between breaths. Over the next few days, strange things kept happening. Little things at first. I'd wake up to find objects in different places. A glass I was sure I'd left in the kitchen appeared on the basement steps. My phone, plugged in on my nightstand, would be sitting on the floor near the basement door, screen lit up as if someone had been reading my notifications. I laughed it off. Said I was sleepwalking, but I've never sleepwalked in my life. And then came the footsteps, not loud ones, not stomping, no. These were soft, dragging steps like bare feet on concrete, taking their time, always between 2 and 4 a.m., always pacing, always underneath me. Sometimes they stopped right beneath where I was standing, almost like whatever was down there had stopped to listen. I tried opening the basement door once, just once. I remember gripping the handle, feeling how cold it was. Colder than the rest of the house, like the metal had been left outside in winter. When I turned it, something on the other side moved, not toward the door, but away from it. A soft shuffle in the darkness below, a retreat, as if it didn't want me to come down, but didn't want me to leave either. I shut the door. I locked it. But locks feel useless when something already lives on the other side. The crying started on the 7th night. It was faint at first. Only a few soft, stifled sobs. I thought I was dreaming. But then the sobbing grew clearer, closer, more desperate. A man's voice, broken, shaking. I pressed my ear to the floorboards. I shouldn't have, because the moment I did, the crying stopped, and something else happened. A whisper, right against the underside of the wood, a single trembling word, "Please!" I jerked away so fast I hit the back of my head on the wall. My heart was pounding so loudly I was afraid whatever was down there could hear it. I didn't sleep after that. For days the crying man stayed quiet, but the house didn't. I heard breathing behind doors I hadn't opened. I heard footsteps follow me from room to room, never close enough to catch, but never far enough to ignore. I heard the basement door rattle at 4 a.m. as though someone was gripping the handle and trying to turn it, realizing it was locked and shaking it in frustration. And something new began to happen too. Shadows started appearing where shadows shouldn't be. Thin human shapes cast by no light source, standing in the hallway or at the foot of my bed or just beyond the frame of the doorway. When I blinked, they vanished, but I wasn't imagining them. I know I wasn't, because sometimes they moved. I think loneliness makes you do strange things. It makes you curious, reckless, willing to open doors you shouldn't. I told myself I needed answers, that I'd go down into the basement with a flashlight quickly, carefully, just to prove there was nothing there, just to prove the crying man wasn't real. But when I unlocked the door, when I opened it just a crack, I didn't see anything. I heard something, not crying, not whispering, breathing. Right at the bottom of the stairs, slow, measured, waiting. My hand slipped, and the flashlight tumbled from my fingers, bouncing once on a step before rolling into the dark. And the moment it hit the concrete floor below, something down there moved toward it fast. I slammed the door and locked it with shaking hands, but as I backed away, as my breath caught in my throat, I heard it again. The crying, not sad this time, not pleading, angry. He was angry. Since then, I haven't opened the basement door. I haven't tried to. But the crying man has become bolder. He calls my name now. He whispers it softly at first, as if testing it on his tongue. Then louder, cracking, desperate, like he's standing just inches from the other side of the wood. Sometimes he knocks. 3 taps. Always 3. Always at the same time every night. Last night, something new happened. I woke up and the basement door was wide open. I didn't open it. I know I didn't. But it stood there, yawning into darkness as if inviting me down. And from the bottom of the stairs, barely audible, came the man's voice. I'm not in the basement anymore. I don't know where he is now. I don't know if he was ever really a man. I only know that the crying has stopped, and the house feels different, heavier. Like something else is here with me, something that doesn't cry, something that doesn't wait behind doors, something that learned how to breathe like me, how to move like me, how to whisper my name from anywhere in the room. I'm whispering this because I'm afraid he's listening. I'm afraid he's close. I'm afraid if I speak any louder, he'll answer. Before I end this, I need to ask you something. A whisper from one late-night soul to another. If you heard crying in your basement, would you go check?